Hey everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the RuneScape Trifecta podcast. I'm Lee, and I'm with the other two hosts, Jordan and Alex.
Yo.
What's up?
And today we're going to be talking about the behind-the-scenes June, Flingers Rework, the Squeal of Neptune, and the topic of the week. So let's get into it. First, we'll start off with the behind-the-scenes June that we've got here. So far that I've got from this is that there is not many updates, and they're pretty much slacking this month. There is 3 updates. It is the Flingers Rework, which we'll talk about later within the podcast, and I'll go more into depth in that later. We've got the Crucible, which is a return of Bounty Hunter. And we've got the Combat Beta, which is not an update. It's just telling us about the beta, and that the beta will be released later this month. So anyways, let's get into it. We'll start with the Crucible, since we'll go into the Flingers later, since that's already released. But right now, we'll talk about the Crucible. Alex, let's start off with that conversation.
Alright, Crucible is basically a rework of the Bounty Hunter minigame that used to be in the game back in before they released free trade and whatnot. And a lot of people did enjoy that system where you run around and you hunt people and you get someone assigned to you and you kill them. And yeah, but a big part of that game was, just killing random people. And from the looks of it, what I'm seeing is that they're not including that in this, that you can, at least from what I can read in the behind the scenes, they're only including that you can only attack your target and it's all solo. And I don't understand why they're taking that part out of the game. Do you know?
I'm not really sure about why they would remove anything different from Bounty Hunter. I don't know why they removed Bounty Hunter in the first place.
Right.
I don't know what was the big idea or big problem with it, but they are returning it and they're naming it the Crucible, and there's a little bit different kind of things behind it. I really don't know what to really take out of it yet because they only released a little bit of information about it. Jordan, what do you think about it?
Personally, I'm not a PKer, so
Yeah,
it doesn't really spark my interest. But I think the reason they took out Bounty Hunter last time was because they knew they were bringing back the wilderness,
Right.
and they didn't want people secluded in that little circle when they had the whole wilderness back.
Right, and they also removed it because they also took out that whole area, and obviously that's part of the wilderness still, but they took out the whole place, and obviously you can still visit the Bounty Hunter, but you can't go inside the arena or anything like that. So I don't really know. I mean, like you said, they removed it because they were bringing the wilderness back and such like that, but I don't really think it really needs to be back in the game. I really think it's a stall update. Once again, this month, this behind-the-scenes June, or lack thereof of behind-the-scenes June, I don't think that many of these updates really matter within the game, and I don't really see people being excited about this Crucible update because we have the wilderness back already.
I don't know, but I mean, do you know that they had the Bounty Hunter on the high scores or whatever? That was kind of stalled at a point, so you couldn't gain, and whoever was number one is still number one.
Right.
And so, I mean, I think that's a way to change. I don't know if they're doing a completely new high score on it, because they say it's a Crucible high score. So I don't know if they're adding on to the people who made the high scores like Bounty Hunter, or if they are completely creating a new one entirely.
Right. I mean, I think if they're gonna put a Crucible high scores up about the Crucible and your ranking and your kills and whatever, I think they should remove the Bounty Hunter part, because I mean that's no longer in the game, as well as duel tournaments, which I'm kind of upset about because I like duel tournaments personally, and I was ranked 250 in them. So it's kind of upsetting that I'm glad it's still up there, but it's upsetting they removed that from the game. But if they're gonna put up the Crucible as a part of the high scores, then you got to take out the Bounty Hunter because that's not in the game anymore, and this is the new Bounty Hunter. So, but
They
I mean,
got a lot of cleaning to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really do. But I think that personally, if they do high scores wise, I think they should add a different one, because it's a completely different game compared to just PKing people in the wild before is what it was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, from the last time you could update your high score in Bounty Hunter, it was just killing people in the wild, your target or whatever. But I'm feeling really skeptical about this, because I don't know if you guys have read this yourself personally, but on the update page it says if you have a high ranking within the Crucible game, you'll have a chance to be temporarily elevated to the status of Supreme Champion, right? And when you're this, you are invincible for a whole minute, and you're given access to new weapons and stuff that you can use in the game. And it says, quote unquote, you can go on a mad and crazy rampage where you can slaughter anyone in your way.
Which kind of sounds overpowered in my opinion.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I step into, when I step into the wild, I don't want to get one shot. I mean, I don't know how that's going to feel for, the people who are just regular PKing, and then somebody walks along, chaotic lungs,
oh, okay, I've got the powers of Thok. Just move over for a second while I steal your stuff.
Right? I don't think that's fair, to other people, right?
Yeah, I mean, rampage mode, that's just kind of crazy. You're getting out of control with it. I mean, obviously, yeah, I mean, you should have a boost or something. Maybe you'll get a 5 more strength than an overload. So instead of 125 strength, you'll have 130 strength or something like that. So you can hit maybe 5 higher, but don't go on rampage mode where no one has a shot to kill you. I mean, we obviously don't know what rampage mode is yet.
Yeah,
but, yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's That's just what that connotates to me, is that, you know, they're really making something overpowered in this game, and it's probably going to be another dead minigame, and I don't know, this month, man, this month.
None of us are really PKers, so we really don't have a strong opinion about this Crucible. I'm going to try it out, obviously, when it comes out, because I just want to see what it's about and see this whole madness and what they have planned for this, because it should be interesting, but once again, I'm not a PKer, and I don't think any of us are PKers. We're more
I'm
simplers.
kind of a PK.
Little bit.
Do it for fun, you know?
Right, we don't do it for profit
It's not
or
my,
anything
yeah,
like
it's not
that.
my habit or anything.
Right, so I mean, we don't really have an opinion on it. So we'll see when it comes out, but right now it's not really a big update. It's just another mini game they're adding in. And then we have the combat beta, which is in the behind the scenes, which we all signed up for. I mean, did you guys sign up for it or?
Yeah, the day it came out, you know.
Yeah,
You have
I
full
got that
access, right?
stupid letter in my inbox for in the game, or not my inbox, my inventory. What
Yeah.
I'm talking about, and so I had to sign up because it wouldn't go away.
Right, now did
Oh.
you guys get the message saying that you will have it automatically, or do you have to get the email verification?
The
Oh,
verification.
I have it automatically.
Right, I have it automatically as well. I have my membership at January 2011, so I have the full year membership, and obviously Jordan had to take a leave for a little bit from RuneScape for his own purposes and real life purposes, so he obviously has to do the email verification, but he should get it no problem.
Yeah.
Open.
But anyways, the combat beta is coming out. Now, there was a video released. I don't know if we talked about this in the last podcast or not, but there was a video released of the behind-the-scenes video. RuneScape actually released it, and it showed all these combat, moves and all these, different kind of effects. And they already said that they were gonna take out special attacks in RuneScape when they have this combat beta. And what's crazy about the combat rework is the special attacks in this game are probably one of the most keen and main point of fighting in this game, whether you're PKing or PVMing. And that's the point of half the weapons in the game. Dragon Claws, Armadyl Godsword, Bandos Godsword, Enhanced Excalibur, all of these things, they're all going to be changed. And if you don't have those specials, what are those worth? If Dragon Claws didn't have their specials, I'd say they're about a 50k weapon.
Yeah.
And they're nothing special.
And what are special recovs do, right?
Yeah, and what is a special recovery?
I have like 14,000 of them. Those are useless now.
Right, are those going to get removed from the game? What about that? So it's going to be really weird to see how they incorporate that. But I think RuneScape, the fighting way is not bad right now. Obviously, they're trying to attract new players, and I understand that. And they're trying to move up and step into a different kind of era of RuneScape. And it makes total sense, and I understand why they would do that. But with all these moves, I mean, I heard from a person that plays World of Warcraft, I showed him the video, and I heard rumors that the melee attacks with the Dragon two-hander or whatever he had weapon he was attacking with, they said that they were the same motions as a warrior or something on World of Warcraft, a warrior character, and they were the same moves. And I let my World of Warcraft friend Zingoro, I let him look at the video, and he said these are the exact moves a warrior has in World of Warcraft. So I was kind of laughing. I was like, wow, they actually have exactly the moves. Apparently there's something where when the earth shatters the thing, it's like an explosive strike or something. I mean, I don't play World of Warcraft, but apparently it's the same moves. So I was like, wow, this is crazy that they're just taking moves straight out of that. So I don't know what to expect of this.
I don't know. I'm still looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have to release and what kind of content they have to add to the game, and how it's going to affect gameplay and whatnot. And I hear that the action bars or whatever is going to affect the entire game entirely, including skillers and everybody.
Personally, I'm against it.
Why are you against it?
I chose RuneScape because of how it works. The combat, I don't want to sit there and press P, F, and Q to just do a special move, personally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rather just click it and how it is. It's perfectly fine. Everyone's been playing this game for 10 years. They have lifetime members.
Right.
I have no idea why they're changing it. That's my opinion.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, they're trying to take a step into a new era of RuneScape, but I really don't see a point in it because everyone likes it how it is. Actually, they have a lot of members now since the bot busting. They dropped down to like 80k or 90k players, and now they've got 150k or 160k playing a day, and that's a big, up. And then if they play this combat beta and this is not what people want, it's going to drop again. And I don't know if they understand that, but it's going to be a really big part of this. And combat's a big part of the game, obviously. A lot of people play games for the PvP, PvM action, and removing specials and doing this could be a big hit, but like they said that each weapon's going to have a special effect or a different, thing. There's going to be poison damage, there's going to be bleeding damage, there's going to be damage over time. So we'll see how it actually works out. I signed up, I got in automatically. I know you guys signed up as well. So hopefully when we try it, we'll get into it and maybe like it. I don't know. Right now I have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
I really don't want it to happen, but we can't stop it from happening. So.
And like we said last week, expect it to change a lot over the beta. Because, I mean, if they are doing what they said, and, they haven't released a beta before, so I expect that they're serious about player feedback, then if player feedback will be a big part of it, and it should change quite a bit over the course of the beta period.
Right. They wouldn't release a beta, code for anything if they weren't going to take feedback from other players. So
Right. So I mean, our feedback is important to them because we're their money, right? So
exactly.
Should go over quite well. I'm pretty excited for it.
Exactly. So anyways, that's all of the behind the scenes. We thought we would have more to talk about in the behind the scenes because we thought there was going to be more updates this month, but there isn't. This is we're calling it the no update month and no
right.
update June because really all we're getting is
that's quite a ring to it, Lee.
we're
No
getting
update June.
No update June. We're getting a fish flinger improvement, which is a mini game improvement, which really isn't, which we're going to get into right now. But we're also getting another mini game about PKing, and then we're getting the combat beta, and that's really nothing new into this game. They haven't added anything into this game. But let's move on. We got the Fish Flingers update today, and what that is a rework of Fish Flingers. And here's a little rundown of it on the behind the scenes. It says, in August 2011, we revamped the temple trekking minigame, and we were really pleased with the results. Which, it wasn't bad. It was a step up, and it was fun to level the guys to 99, and the construction outfit was a nice little bonus.
I did it the day it came out. I completed. I got the entire construction outfit, and I thought that was a pretty good update from temple trekking.
Yeah, I mean, the other temple trekking I really didn't like. I played it because I wanted lumberjack, and
right.
they updated it and it was better. So they did a good job with the temple trekking, but I didn't like when they made it a requirement for the elite diary. But obviously it was got to be a tough requirement. But whatever, we're not going to talk into that. It's already over with. I did it already, so who cares?
Fish Flingers.
But now it's Fish Flingers. So it says this month we bring you the Fish Flingers rework. For those of you who don't know what Fish Flingers is, it's a great little player skill-based D&D suitable for all levels, where you and other players compete to become the greatest fisherman of all time, well, until the beginning of the next game anyway. The rework's first job is to dramatically increase accessibility so that it's easier to get to Fish Flinger games between bouts of normal fishing. Not only will the start points of permanent additions be the map, but we'll add more of them popular fishing areas throughout the game. Competitions will also be more frequent, running every 20 minutes, and you'll be able to claim 2 tickets per day rather than 10. So basically what this is a fix on the minigame or D&D Fish Flingers. Now, Fish Flingers was a game that basically you had to catch 6 types of fish. There's 4 medals involved, and there's tokens. And the tokens were to buy a tackle box or raw fish. And the tackle box could be upgraded 5 times, and you get a beginner's tackle box all the way up to a master tackle box or champion tackle box, whatever. And all you did was, it was a 15-minute game, which they shortened to 10 now with this rework. And you would go around and you would go to different spots, a river, a lake, a dock, and a beach, and you would catch 6 different types of fish, and you would want to get a 100% catch success rate on them. And then after that, you would fish the heaviest fish until the game wore off, and then you would get 4 medals and a bunch of tokens. So, that being said, they changed it from every 90 minutes a game comes, and a fisherman teleports onto either the Fishing Guild or Catherby. Now they changed it to every 20 minutes. The fishermen are already on Catherby Beach. They're already on the Fishing Guild. They're already at many other places. They listed a few places right here. They listed right here is inside the Fishing Guild, Catherby Beach, Shiloh Village, Piscatorius, Barbarian Village, northwest of Lumbridge, southeast of Lumbridge Swamp, southwest of Draenor Village, Birth Rope, and at the dock south of Bird to Rot. So they pretty much hit every fishing spot around the world. And basically you could teleport from the fishermen to Fish Flingers and play the game. They run every 20 minutes, but you only get 2 tickets per day instead of 10 per week. So that makes it 14 per week instead of 10 per week. So anyway, what we really saw is me and McGill went down once we logged in today. We logged in together and we played the game together. And what we saw was not much of a rework. Jordan, tell them more of our experience on this.
Alright, so before Fish Flingers, it wasn't really a known minigame. And it's because it looks really complicated, but it's really easy once Lee showed me how to do it. And, basically, all they changed was they made it a little bit more AFKable. That's pretty much it. They added, once you catch all 6 fish at 100% rating, and you can find a lot of guides on this to understand what I'm saying, but once you get 6 fish, you can catch a giant fish. And once you catch that, other people can join in, and, you catch it. But after that, your guy stops fishing. And I didn't know this at first, and so I ended up catching like 10 fish total, because I was basically AFKing it. But that's the only thing they revamped, was they changed the looks and they swapped the normal hook and the slim hook, which kind of upset me because, once you keep doing it after a while, you know where everything's at.
Right.
And so that kind of threw me off. But all they did was change those 2 positions and they added a giant fish. So it was nothing special.
Right. It wasn't a rework in my eyes. I think that when I thought rework, I thought they were going to have a whole new area for this Fish Flingers. I thought there was going to be a bigger map. The lake was going to be a real lake and not just a little puddle of water. I thought the river was not going to be just the runoff of the lake. I thought the beach was, I thought it was going to be a pretty far out minigame. And they changed it from 15-minute time to a 10-minute timer. So that's more of a rush to catch all the fish and less time to get more fish. And what the tokens are based on is you get 1 token every 4 fish you catch. So back in the day, my most fish caught was 160, and that was within a 15-minute game. And now with the 10-minute game, the most fish I ever caught was 110. So that really does take a hit on your tokens, and you do get less tokens per game you play. So it's kind of upsetting because the tokens are used for the tackle box, and now they added this new fishing gear, which when you wear the full set, it gives you a 2.5% boost, which is the same as the mining gear, the construction gear, the thieving gear, all of the gear they came out that helps with skilling. So what's great about the gear, though, what I thought I liked about the update, is that the tokens for it were actually 140 for each piece of the fishing gear. So I already had enough tokens once I logged in from the update to buy all of the fishing outfits. So I was happy I really didn't have to play Fish Flingers. Like I said, I don't like to be forced content down my throat. I'd like to be able to have fun with it and want to play it for a reason. So now with, having the fishing gear and already done, like once I logged in, I had the fishing gear, and right away I found out that the tackle box was only a trim requirement and not a regular comp cape requirement. So all of those who follow me personally, they know that I wasn't very happy about possibly being a completionist cape requirement. So I'm thankful that it's a trimmed like it should be. And now I can just go on and play the game for fun. So that's what I did. I had my 10 tickets for today, which it should be 2 after today, but you get 10 from the new start. And I just played it for fun, and that's what me and Jordan did today. And like he said, the slim hook and the normal hook were changed, which it did go normal, slim, large, but now it goes slim, normal, large. So it really got kind of confusing at first, and I kind of fucked up a little bit at times. And they didn't update the area at all, and all they did was add this big fish in, which makes it less AFK, because every 2 minutes or so, you catch this big fish, and you have to, it takes about 3 minutes with no help to catch a big fish, or 2 minutes with no help to catch a big fish. And if people are assisting you, it takes about 20 seconds. And it doesn't even give you anything. It gives you a little bit more XP at the end, I believe. But what's good about the fish flinger improvement, I'm not going to just sit here and knock it the whole time. The 2 good things about it is the fishing gear. I really like that it's not that expensive, it doesn't take very long to get, and it does help you in game. I like the tackle box requirement being trimmed, and I also like the fact that the XP rates are fixed. Back in the day, the original Fish Flingers, I played it before, and the original Fish Flingers was really fucked up, the XP rates. It went like the lower level you were, the more XP you got, and the higher the level you were, the less XP you got, and then in the middle, you got the most XP. So it was really messed up. Say, I'm just going to use an example. At level 40, you would get, say, I don't know, 20k XP. No, sorry, 10k XP. And then in the middle, you would get 17k XP, but if you were 99, you would get 12k XP. So it really made no sense on what the XP rates were based off of. But now they have a standard, rate, and I was getting about 22k XP per game of Fish Flingers. So it's really good XP if you just want to take a break from fishing.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with that. It is I think everyone should do it every week. Not just because, it's a trimmed requirement, because it's an alternative to people that hate fishing. And I know there's a lot of you out there.
That's me right there.
Fishing is a very standard, skill where you just sit there and you just watch fish join your inventory.
God, it's so bad.
But, if you do it like every day, by the end of the week, you should have about between 100 to 200k XP.
I swear to God, if I see another salmon. No, but I haven't personally played any of the Fish Fingers, like the previous one or the last one, and I mean, I don't know about you guys, but just to me, it doesn't even sound like an appealing game, like for fun. I mean, I know, Lee, you're just sitting there like, oh, well, I'm gonna play it for fun or whatever, but I don't know, just to me, it doesn't sound like a fun thing to do, just go around, fling fish.
Right. I mean, and that's your standpoint as someone who's going for max cape, and me as a completionist, I like to play the new content. I really do enjoy traveling and trying to play the new content, and explore it the day it comes out.
Yeah, and I do too. Don't get me wrong, but I mean,
but I mean, this doesn't appeal to you for many reasons, but it is a good way to get fishing XP if you're not 99 fishing, and if you really do not like fishing. I mean, I know I didn't, and that's why I did barbarian fishing, and I blow out to find it a little bit more interesting than just fish coming into my inventory. And it is a good break. Every 20 minutes, you can play 2 games a day, and it adds up, because let's just say if you get 20k XP a game, you get 2 per day or whatever, you get 40k XP a day for free. And you also get the chance of getting the fishing things, which increases your chance of getting more XP while fishing. So it's pretty good. I think that they did a pretty good job with this Fish Flingers improvement. And I really think that they did a pretty good job in general of just fixing this. Even though it wasn't a main rework, they just added a stupid big fish in, and they didn't change anything about it. But just the little things they did, which I like. I appreciate the little things. I like the fishing gear. I like the that more XP, and I just like in general, how they fixed it. But
I like that they made it more easier to get into the game itself, because every 90 minutes, you weren't going to get a game or two a day, right?
Right, you only get I mean, you have to keep track of exactly when the game starts, but you could just go to the fisherman and see when the game starts, and then go back to whatever you're doing.
Yeah, it's like Castle Wars every 20 minutes or whatever. But yeah, if I end up doing it, it'll probably end up being for, the daily XP or whatever, because I do a lot of those.
Exactly. So I strongly suggest Fish Flingers for anyone who hasn't tried it. Go check it out. Join the Fish Flingers clan chat as a guest to get the callouts and get all of the fish at 100%. And watch a guide before you go in there, because it can be a little confusing at first. But once you get a little bit of knowledge on it, it gets really, really simple. Like Jordan said, that after I helped him, he clearly knew what to do, and it was extremely easy. But it's really good fishing XP for twice a day. Who cares? Just spend the 40 minutes and go play the game.
All right.
So moving on, another update that came out was the Squeal of Neptune. Now, this is just a shake my head. Why?
Right?
What are you doing? If this was a make it or break it section, we would say break it immediately. Not break it, but bust it over the head with a shovel.
Wait, isn't this the make it or break it section?
No, this is just updating, reviewing the behind the scenes. This is not make it or break it right now. We have nothing really to, if anything, the make it or break it was for Fish Flingers, and I say it made it because it's better rewards and stuff.
I just feel like breaking something. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I just feel like breaking something right now. I feel like Karate Kid. I feel like, whatever. I just want to chop a block. And right now, I'm just saying immediately before we even get into what the Squeal of Neptune is, it's a break. It's just a complete and utter bust. And okay, here we go. Let's just get into what we have to say
smash.
about it. The Squeal of Neptune is the Squeal of Fortune, as you guys know, with just a clever, stupid, witty name. And what I think the Squeal of Neptune was an idea they had 3 months ago for the Squeal of Fortune, but now that they have updated the Fish Flingers, they can do a whole underwater sea theme with it, and they're like, oh, Mod Jim, that's a great idea, Squeal of Neptune, but let's just rework a dead minigame first, and then throw on a fish mask that will just put on the Squeal of Neptune.
What goes on in those Jagex meetings? They're in their conference room like, all right, what do we do next week for an update?
Fish theme, let's do it.
Dude, okay, listen to this. Neptune, fucking god of water.
Perfect, great. Let's incorporate this with some sellable, rare, tradable item and remove it from the Squeal of Fortune and make everyone mad.
You're genius, Emily, you're genius.
So, let's go on. What this is, it said with new and blah blah blah, with the improved Fish Flingers, there's an underwater blah blah blah. Read the update because this is just disgusting. I can't even talk about it because I'm disgusted at what this is. It's a Squeal of Fortune rework. It's not a rework, but for this week, it's going to be Neptune based, which is sea based, which is underwater based. And what they added was really useless stuff to the wheel. They added raw tuna, raw swordfish, seaweed, oyster pearls, fishing urns, and fish flinger competition tickets. Now, we joked about this while we were saying that the trimmed requirement or comp requirement for the tackle box was going on. Within that debate, we were saying, I guarantee you, next week, they're going to have Squeal of Fortune free fish flinger entry tickets on the Squeal of Fortune. And we're like, nah, that's not going to happen. We're just saying this as a joke. This is totally a joke. And what do you know? The Squeal of Neptune comes out, and we've got fish flinger rewards coming out of our ass. So,
get this. This is not even the worst part yet.
Yeah, this is not even the worst part of the Squeal of Neptune. But after that, not only did they flood with actually good stuff you could possibly get, which I'm saying XP lamps, and now you're getting raw tuna over it, but they added a new item on the Squeal of Neptune called the Fish Mask. Now, if you haven't been adapted to the Fish Mask yet, this is what it is. It's a fish mask. Okay, it's a mask you put on your face, and it resembles a fish. Personally, I think it's ugly. It's not that cool.
So you remember those monkey masks that we got like a couple weeks ago in Mad Made, the Monkey Week or whatever? Basically that,
but it's a fish. And there's no banana or no happy monkey attached to it.
Yeah.
It's just
it's not happy. This is not a happy update.
No, this is not. I mean, I enjoyed the monkey masks and all that other stuff, but this fish mask, first of all, I don't know what's up with Jagex and monkeys and animals and all this stuff recently, but they're going really animal themed and water themed now.
Conferences, dude.
So whatever they're going into the conferences, they said, let's put a fish mask in. But the fish mask, okay, if it was just a cosmetic reward of a fish mask, I wouldn't be upset. But of course, there is a downside to the fish mask. And first of all, with the fish mask, you can right-click it and hit like emote or whatever, or emote, and do this bubble blowing emote or something like that. It's pretty cool. I actually don't mind it. I actually like it for that feature. But the one feature that is making everyone go crazy right now is that the fish mask is tradable. Now, what that means is you can buy spins on the Squeal of Fortune, and after you buy spins, you can spin the wheel, and if you get fish masks, you can sell them for GP. So technically, you are spending money for GP. And not only that, but as you all know, party hats, Santas, Easter eggs, all of those are rare items that are not coming back in the game, and whatever's in the game right now are the only, items you could get from them. So, with that being said, the fish mask is actually going to be removed from the Squeal of Fortune after this summer, as well as the Queen's Guard stuff, but that stuff's not tradable. Now, the fish mask is tradable, and it's going to be removed off the Squeal of Fortune, so that means there is no other way to get it, which makes it a rare item that's been in the game one time and removed from the game, and that is it. So you can no longer get it from anywhere else except from other players, making it a rare item that's sellable, making the price go bonkers on it. But
And
right
seriously,
now,
they haven't done this since 2003. They had a strict policy where they were releasing holiday items, and they weren't making them tradable for, they had their own morals. They were like, okay, they fuck up with the economy. They make everyone gets rich, and you're like, oh, do I sell it? Do I don't keep it? And we just want everyone to have fun and whatnot.
right,
But-
and what the reason they stopped doing the holiday drops is because people were upset over them because they were either not getting the items or some of their friends had more items than they did, and that was not the intention. They just wanted to make everyone happy, so they stopped doing holiday drops for that reason. But on the recent update forums, I kind of browse the forums every now and then, and I saw this Squeal of Neptune FAQ with Mod Emily, and I'll put the picture up on the screen right now. Mod Emily said this about this. There was a question, you said you'd never add more rares, what's changed? And what she responded with is, after weighing up the options, we decided to make a change. Rares are quite fun, and making the occasional new item tradable makes them more interesting for players who aren't interested in cosmetic rewards, but are more interested in the economy and trading.
Economy sucks.
Hold up. Can I take a second to revise the post here, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, the post reads, after weighing out the options, we're going broke, and we want you to buy spins. So we decided to release an item that if you buy spins, you can keep it for a while, and you can get rich.
Right, exactly. And that's pretty much what it comes down to, is they're saying that now, you buy from us, we make money. You get a fish mask, you make money. Everyone wins. And that's just really upsetting that they're going to make tradable items on the Squeal, and that could lead to a lot of more disasters in the future. What if they add a new scythe and they put it on the Squeal? You know how many people would go crazy over new? I know I would buy spins if I saw
Hell
a
yeah,
scythe on
dude.
the wheel.
Dude, if I saw a scythe on the wheel, dude, you wouldn't be talking to me right now. I'd be spinning the goddamn wheel.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure if you want a scythe or bunny ears, if they put that stuff on there, people would go crazy for it, and people would be spending money out the ass for these stuff, because I personally love the bunny ears and scythe, and I would definitely buy spins for them.
Hell yeah.
So it's
Not that we
crazy.
buy spins, just that.
It's crazy that this opens up so much opportunities for them to screw around with the wheel. And it's crazy because it does say that only this week the fish mask will be uncommon on this Squeal. And then after this week, for the rest of the summer, there'll be a rare item on the prize. And then after the summer, it'll be removed from the Squeal, because it says right here, it says how long is the fish mask available. The fish mask will be available throughout the summer, as with the Queen Black Dragon and Queen Guard theme sets. We'll let you know in plenty of time when they'll be taken off the wheel. So that means they will be taken off the wheel, and this will be a rare item. So this is pretty crazy, and a big hit on the economy, big hit on the Squeal of Fortune, and it's just a really bad update overall. Jordan, what do you think of your input on this?
Well put, Jordan. Well put.
Well put. I put that exact noise when I heard that as well.
It was
But,
horrible.
yeah, this is not a update that I'm very proud of Jagex for. I mean, like I said, I don't mind that you can buy spins. I mean, obviously everyone hates the Squeal because you can buy spins, and I don't like it for that reason as well, because obviously you can buy XP, and I don't like that stuff. But I personally don't use it right now, and I don't use it at all because I don't feel it's right, and I don't, want to spend my real life money on it, and I don't think anyone with, money or, what their wealth in real life is should affect their gameplay. So, I mean, I don't really mind the buy spins because I understand Jagex is a company and they have to make money, but this is a little too far that they're actually tampering with the economy in-game because of the Squeal of Fortune. So, that is a giant bust. That's the Squeal of Neptune for you. I mean, good luck to you guys. If you get a fish mask, go sell it. Right now, it's about 3 mil on the GE. It was about 6 mil on release or 10 mil on release, and it's going down. I suggest that they're going to be 500k or 1 mil by the end of the weekend, and once a lot of them are in the game, but that's my opinion on it. It's an ugly mask. I like the emote on it, but everything else is just shit that you can trade it, and it's going to be a rare. So, power to you, Squeal of Neptune. You are a shitty update. Anyways, let's move off of the updates this week, and let's get into the Twitter comments and Twitter tweets and Twitter whatever you guys sent us. And we'll start off with a tweet from Just David RS. His name is Chris, and he wrote to us and he said, "Love the podcast, guys. The first one was very easy to listen to. Loved it. So thank you for listening, dude. Thank you for tuning in and enjoying our podcast."
Yeah, much appreciated. We love viewers and everything. And it's just great to get feedback.
I'm tearing up, man.
We got another tweet from @Philip WHIUK. I'm not really sure. I think it's Philip YUK. And his name is Philip Whitehouse on Twitter. And he said, "Congratulations. Also, nice work to you guys on the first ever Trifecta podcast. Made some comments in the comments." So, thank you for commenting in the
Is
comments.
that what you do in the comments?
Thank you for comment-ceptioning us, and hope you enjoyed this podcast. We got another tweet from RS Korag, whose name is Korag on Twitter, and he said, "Great podcast. The audio quality was great, and it sure made fire making go by faster. Keep it up, guys." So we're really appreciative that you got to listen to that, and we're glad you used the podcast to skill.
Hey man, that's what we like to hear, man. That's what we're here for, right?
Yeah, no XP wasting, enjoying the game, and gaining some XP while you listen to us. Great.
Hey man,
Best way to do it.
don't go dancing around at the GE.
Yeah, don't waste XP while you're listening to us. That's the whole point, for you guys to escape and listen to us at the same time. We got
There's a message to you if you're not getting XP right now.
We got a tweet from BeHappy1147. Her name is May, and she wrote, "Can't wait for Trifecta podcast next Thursday. RuneScape podcast, hashtag RuneScape." So thank you for a little bit of advertisement, and thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this podcast so far. I hope you're enjoying it right now. We got a tweet and a question from @Ladscape, or Lascape, I'm not really sure. His name is Lazan on Twitter, and he said, "An open question to everyone on the podcast. Do you think getting paid for making videos ruin the RuneScape YouTube community?"
Yes.
I would say yes and no.
Yes and no.
All right. So my reasoning for that is, like, just thinking about it right now. If you remember those people who made all the PKing videos, right? Like the ones with music, and like they would edit to it, and it would be real cool because you'd see like all these kills and the loots, and they would be like to the beats of the music, basically like an RSMV, but for the PKing community. You guys remember watching that?
Yeah.
Perhaps
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
kids range, Spark Mac, all that, right? All right, but those people, when they got partnership, they weren't allowed to use copyrighted music, etc., and they couldn't make those type of videos anymore, so they went straight on to commentary. It wasn't the same thing.
Right.
And even like the few RSMVers that got partnership or whatever, they didn't make RSMVs anymore because you couldn't upload a video where, you couldn't get paid to make a video where
There's
you use
music.
somebody else's music, right?
Right.
And personally myself, I have the ability to monetize my videos, and I choose not to do it for the majority of time because I like to I like to put music in my videos, and I feel like it makes the quality of the video better, makes it easier to watch, and etc. And I feel that a lot of people who got partners, they that happened.
Right.
And I also say no because I myself I personally I like getting paid for making videos and something fun. Doing something fun and getting paid for it. I think that's great, and
Right.
it does motivate people to put out a lot more videos. So I think we do get a lot more videos in the community, even though they may not have been like the same one that you subscribed to the person for.
Right. And Jordan, you said yes. Why do you say yes?
I think it changes people because I followed YouTube back when it came out, and the RuneScape community was definitely way better back then.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you.
People they worked together, with I remember watching you, Lee. Like I was one of your fans before,
Right.
way back in the day. Like what was it, 5 years ago?
Yeah. 06, 07.
Yeah, and you were one of the first people to start getting on the roll on the RuneScape music videos.
Right.
And I knew Fat Wreck personally. He's a great guy, and he didn't have all that partnership and stuff. And he worked with Shy Steph,
Max Poison.
Xgen, yeah, Max Boyson.
All these other old guys. Yeah.
Yeah, and most of these people now, they don't even know who these are.
Right.
And
Exactly.
The community was way different. And coming from seeing the evolution of it, I think it's changed for the worse because people are starting to get paid, start make car payments off their YouTubes. That's all great and dandy. I wish I was banking bucks like that.
Right.
Yeah.
To make my own living. But I'm not saying that's the reason I'm saying it's bad. I'm saying I think
it's
it
not the
corrupted
same.
a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's what my opinion is I say yes and no because coming from all the perspectives, being around when it first started, when YouTube first started, and being here now and having partnership, it's a blessing. I had 6 or 5 years where I didn't have partnership, and
Yeah.
I made music videos and videos just for fun. I simply just put out content because that's what I love to do, and it was really fun, and it was something for my friends and I to do when we were bored, and we had a good time with it. We took our game that we loved to play, and we made content for it, and people enjoyed it, which was surprising. I never planned on having success like this ever when
Me
I started
neither,
making videos. It's just crazy how it blew up, and I made it originally for fun, and it does suck that because of partnership, because of all this stuff, because of the YouTube changes, I really don't think that the getting paid for videos changed anything. I think the fact that YouTube got so strict with their policies, like them using music. Before, you could just use music and it was fair. You just said, this is the song by whatever, And there was no problems. There was no copyright issues. There was no copyright claims. It was never banned in any places of the
Yeah.
world. And now you got all these different claims, and you can't even put out a video without going through this giant long
Yeah,
process.
YouTube got so popular for just, the fact that people would just get on there and listen to music, and you wouldn't even have to buy music anymore. That was the problem.
Exactly, and then
Yeah.
that's it's just from that perspective, I think it changed. YouTube changed people mainly because we got steered away from making music videos. I know I personally did because now I'm on partnership. I don't not make RSMVs because I'm on partnership. I don't make RSMVs because I don't want my account to get banned because I'm putting up copyrighted music. So I mean, I might make RSMVs with non-copyrighted music, but that's so hard to find nowadays because everyone's copyrighted, everyone's trying to make money. So being someone who has partnership right now, I don't think it really mess with the community, but I think it's not that good because, like, Alex was saying, that people that used to make videos don't make videos anymore, or they make a lot of videos, or they put out videos that they don't really make just to get views and just to make more money. And personally, I still make videos for fun, but it's really nice to still get paid for what I love to do and what, I make and all the time and hard work I put into my videos. It's nice to get some extra pocket money for doing that. So I say yes and no, but, as I said, we all had some strong points in there. But that's what I
feel like if everyone treated it like we do, then it wouldn't be such a bad thing.
Exactly. If everyone had the mindset kind of like we do, it wouldn't be a really, it wouldn't be as bad as it is right now.
But I mean, I understand, man. Money it's a corruption in society. Not just YouTube, not just RS, not just anything. Money
in real life.
I mean, we're sitting here complaining about the Squeal of Fortune, but really, I mean, it all comes back to money and stuff.
Exactly. So moving on to the next question. We got another question from Twitter, at DJ Anita RZ. Her name is Anita, and she said, okay, my question is for anyone on the podcast. Now that most of you are maxed, do you plan on becoming more community-focused and sociable?
Definitely.
I know you guys aren't maxed yet. You guys are almost there. I'm comped, and I'm usually always community-focused and sociable. I always try to talk to my fans. I mean, I don't even announce you guys as fans. I don't, announce myself as famous. I just say that I'm well known on RuneScape. I make videos that people enjoy, and I do it for the entertainment. I do it for the people, and I always talk to people. People who message me. I always try to message back. I always try to help you on Twitter. I'm always responding to every single person who tweets me, whether it's whatever, a question or anything, or hi or good morning. I try to write back and say how are you doing. And I like to start off fans because I'm a people person, and I really love interacting with the people who like what I do. And if you want to be involved with me, I want to be involved with you. You guys are awesome. So. I am really community focused as it is now, and even before I was comped or anything like that, before I was big, I was always sociable and community focused. So it really carried over, just being I just am who I am. That's that's what I am. So that's what I'll do. I mean, I'll quote Eminem right there, but that's just me. What about you guys?
Yeah, definitely. I've right now it's been real bad just trying to grind the game out and get this done. But I definitely plan on making a lot more of my older content, like RSMVs and such, with when I have, I'm not focused on these goals that I'm setting for myself here. And if it's becoming like a real chore, and that's the only problem with it. I'm sure you know how that feels, Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I mean, I'm still putting out content, especially trying to, get on the major updates and whatnot with, and as well as my maxing progress as well. But as far as that goes, I should be releasing more content community focused when I'm done with this.
Right.
And me being new to YouTube, I'm not aiming for partnership at all. Like, I'm not against it, but I don't want it. Like, I'm aiming to make videos, just to I want to do commentaries because I love commentaries.
Right. That's why we're here.
I talk to Lee every freaking day, but I still listen to his commentaries because they're entertaining.
Thank you.
And, and it's like everything he says, he tells me on Skype, like the day before, and it's still entertaining. It makes time fly. And on my YouTube,
I'm just kidding.
And on my YouTube, I'm starting a new thing called Tuesday Talk, and I told Lee this many times. I want to get the trim completionist because I feel that would, I love RuneScape, and I feel getting that cape just shows that I finished the game in a way. At that certain time and point, I finished the game of all it asks to get. And I'm always like that. I play Pokemon. I used to play Pokemon in the games. I always had to get my Pokemon level hundreds.
Right.
I always had to have
did
every
the same
single
thing.
Pokemon. It's the same way for RuneScape. And I have like what 50 subscribers. That's awesome. The first podcast that got me it, and that's great. Thank you. I'm trying to get more, and I want to make videos that y'all enjoy watching, and that makes y'all want to go, oh, I wonder if, McGill uploaded a new video. And I'm going to try to do a video every day, but, real life happens and, y'all understand. But I want to make more content and I want to be more sociable. I'm always in Lee's chat, and people are like, oh, hey, it's the guy from the podcast. I'm like, yo, what's up? And then I'll befriend you. I have like 10 people on my friends list. I'm very picky, but, if you're a nice person and and you're nice, for sure, you'll get a spot on my friends list.
Right.
Right.
I'm
Well,
definitely not
we're-
stingy.
We'll
Right.
support you, man.
Yeah, obviously. In general, as time goes on, you'll have more supporters. I mean, obviously, I built it up from nothing, and now I have all these awesome people following me and tweeting at me and sending me ideas and messaging me and asking
It's
for help.
crazy, man.
And it's nuts. It really is. It's a blessing to have, this situation that I'm in, just being able to like influence, 20,000 people's lives. I mean, I don't know how many subscribers I truly have or how many followers I have on Twitter, but I'm, every day I could tweet to 1,300 people and influence them in some way or some sort of quote or just any kind of inspirational thing. And it's so amazing to just be in this kind of situation and to be so community focused and be able to just reach out and say, hey guys, if you ever need any help, I'm there for you.
Right.
So it's a really nice thing to be able to do that. But anyways, thank you for your questions, guys, and thank you for responding to us on Twitter. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Trifecta Podcast. We will always respond to you guys, and some of your tweets may be featured on the next podcast. So be sure to drop in, whether it's a question or whether it's feedback, post it up, and we'll put it in the podcast. And that is what we'll do. So don't forget to follow us and tweet at us, and enjoy your time there.
Moving on.
But moving on, we are going into the last thing of the podcast. We are going to talk about the topic of the week.
Ooh.
Now, this topic of the week, we choose it from the questions on the previous podcast, and obviously, for this podcast, you are going to comment below on what you need for the topic of the week, whether it's help on a quest, help on a general boss fight, help on something, or what you should do, or advice. We will try to help you. We will pick one per week, and we will evaluate it, and we will go through it, and we will tell you the pros and cons of each of them, and we will try to help you to the best of our ability. But this first topic of the week ever comes from NEXeonAty, and they said, I have watched lots of videos about which should you get first, overloads or turmoil. What do you guys think? So we're going to start off. Jordan, list some pros and cons for us about the turmoil and overloads and what your impact is on it.
Alright, personally, me, I got turmoil first, but
Okay.
let's not get into that yet. They both add 50%. This is my view on it. They both add 50% to the combat. That's why you're getting it. They both add something that each other one doesn't give, and so you should definitely get them both. But if you are deciding which to get first, because of money limits, just because that's what you want to do, you don't want to get this yet because you don't want to level up combat, just stuff like that, then you gotta think about everything. They each have their own pros and cons, and some of them that sparked my interest was that for overloads, say you're just getting overloads right away. Think about this. It's great for a player versus monster, all right, because it uses all sides of the combat triangle in its boost, and that's something that turmoil doesn't give you.
Right.
Because turmoil is this melee. And you can be like, well, you have the sapping stuff, but honestly, that doesn't do a lot, and that's not what we're based on. Because you want to get turmoil,
Right.
and that's 95 prayer, and you get soul split along with that. But you can only use that in so many situations. Because say you're going to Armadillo, you can't use soul split there, otherwise you're just gonna get tornadoed the fuck out.
Right.
Well, you can if the boss is dead, man. That's extra health.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But overloads, they give all sides of the combat triangle, which makes it very good in a lot of player versus monster,
Right.
ideals.
Exactly.
But now if you're gonna go for turmoil, I find turmoil more as a player versus player ideal.
Yeah.
Because you can use it in the wilderness,
Right.
which definitely gives you a bonus over someone using piety or piety, whatever the fuck you call it.
Right.
I just call it the level 70 prayer that you should have. And you also get soul split, which acts as a smite and also heals you.
Right.
But the
And
difference
that's probably one of the more useful things about it is just that you can have soul split, which is probably more useful than turmoil itself. But the fact that you can still get a melee boost while on that prayer list.
Right.
And turmoil, I feel like a lot of the prayers, that you get off of that make getting Turmoil a very useful option, because you're getting like all the deflects. You're able to hit back on your opponents when they hit you, and you get the Soul Split, the Wrath, all of those prayers, and with that you're able to still boost your melee stats to a reasonable level, whereas before you'd have to switch back to the regular prayers and have to get to be able to max hit,
Right.
And what are those max hits again, comparing Overloads and Turmoil?
Well, I did some research on Tip.it's max hit melee calculator, and I typed in, obviously, at strength level 99 with the aggressive style, and I compared the two with the max strength gear. So the gear is, we'll just use a Chaotic Rapier, for example. With a Chaotic Rapier, Amulet of Strength, Helmet of NEXeonAty, Bandos Chestplate, Bandos Tassus, Dragon Defender, Cumulative Romancer Gloves 10, Steadfast Boots, Takar Kyle, the Fight Kiln Cape, and the Berserker Ring Eye. And if you're using Overloads, and assuming that you're using Piety, just saying you have that unlocked, then your max hit is 573. But then when you're not using Overloads and you're using Turmoil and you're using a super strength potion, let's just say that you're not high enough Herblore to make extreme strengths.
So one or the other.
With 99 strength and Turmoil at its max boost, so we're going to pretty much just say you're fighting Bandos, and you get the 32% Turmoil boost and you're using Overloads. But super strength and 32% Turmoil with the same exact gear as I mentioned before is 577. So with Turmoil at its max potential is 4 hits higher, so 577 to 573. So that's
basically the same.
Right, it's pretty much the same, and it's not really a big advantage. Obviously, having both would highly give you a better advantage, other than the other, either having one or the other. But I would definitely recommend both. But if you had to get one first, I would personally say Turmoil.
And especially the cost efficient, because Turmoil is more cost efficient than Overload. Am I right, Jordan?
Yeah, as I was saying, they're both 50-50, and the only reason I say Turmoil is because the cost efficiency.
Right.
And that's because Turmoil is cheaper.
Yes.
That's the only reason why I say get it first.
Right. Right now, Dragon Bones are at about 2k each or 2.5k each. So even if you didn't want to get it really fast with Frost Dragon Bones are pretty cheap right now to bank, and Torstals are still a lot of money. And all of the materials for the extreme sets to make the Overloads are pretty expensive as well. So Overloads are really, even after you get the level to make Overloads, which is more expensive than the
You
prayers,
still got to keep paying to use them.
You still got to You still got to keep paying to have them in your bank and use them at bosses. But obviously they're great. I mean, without them, it's definitely harder to boss, and it's easier. It makes it easier on you.
Yeah, because then you get to use brews as a viable food source and whatnot.
Right.
And you get all those out. You get those other, going up in levels. You do get those other potions, such as like the super anti-fire, so special recovers, and it's just the extremes by themselves.
Exactly. And like Jordan said, it's Overloads are good because it's every aspect of the combat triangle, where if you want to go to Glaciers, you can use Overloads. If you want to go to Armadillo, you can use Overloads. If you want to go to Bandos, you can use Overloads. So everything that you use it for is good. But overall, Turmoil and Soul Split and Berserker and all of the deflect prayers are definitely, I'd say, better in general because, one, the cost efficiency, like they said, and two, because one, obviously
you can use them basically everywhere.
Right, you can use them everywhere, and you can also use them for Slayer. It's not very costly to use it, obviously, and they can be used anywhere and for everything. So I personally say Turmoil. What do you guys think?
Yeah, but Turmoil definitely, because Soul Split, man, you can use that anywhere, and that's food like whenever you need it.
Exactly.
It's changed the game adding that prayer, and I don't know what the game would be like without Soul Split.
I'd say Turmoil, and as he was saying, it has evolutionized the game. And if you're going to go with Overloads, I mean, you don't want to go back to the Dragon Battle Axe era, if y'all remember that.
Oh my god.
Hey, that was a great era. That was a great
It really
era.
was. It was, dude, I had a lot of fun in the Dragon Battle Axe.
Yeah, but now
era.
having Overloads, you want to go back to using the Dragon Battle Axe.
Absolutely not. That's exactly like now at this date and time and of RuneScape and this kind of period, I would definitely not want to go back to using the Dragon Battle Axe and having no special to do any other thing.
Yeah, so that's just my say on that one.
So I think as a general response, I say you should get Turmoil first.
It really, as a general response, I think it really depends on what you like to do more.
Right. I mean, if you like to do everything such as Glaciers, Arma, Nex, Bandos, it depends what level you are. Like, you didn't state any of your levels or anything, so we're just giving you a general feedback on it. But I would say Overloads only if you, are doing everything the combat triangle all the time. If you constantly change things up, but if you're doing Slayer and if you're doing PKing, if you're doing Bandos, then just get Turmoil for now because trust me, with either decision you won't be not happy about it.
You're going to be happy with either decision.
Right, you will definitely be excited about having either Overloads or Turmoil, and in time you're going to have both of them, obviously, if you work hard, and both of them will make you the money for the other one. So whatever you do, we wish you the best of luck. We hope you make enough money for both of them, but we definitely suggest you to get Turmoil first because, one, it is less expensive, and you also don't need a high, you need a less level. 96 Herblore is needed for overloads, and 95 is needed for prayer, needed for turmoil. So definitely go with turmoil for now, and then once you get the funds, go for overloads. And I would definitely suggest for the next double XP weekend, or bonus XP weekend they call it, it's coming in September. So start saving up your money and get enough to make overloads, or get enough to make, enough for 96 Herblore, and then you can start making overloads during bonus XP week. So that's our input on that. Thank you for your question. And don't forget to comment below on this podcast on what you want to have, us say, or us give you feedback on, or any kind of question you guys have. We will try to answer it to the best of our ability. We will do our research, and we will try to formulate a response that will help you the best. And just comment below and let us know. We'll pick the best comment which we think we can discuss about and help out the most people with. And today we chose this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this topic of the week. But anyways, that is all for this podcast. We discussed the behind the scenes June. We discussed Fish Flingers. We discussed the Squeal of Fuck Me Terribleness.
Squeal of Fuck Me Terribleness. All right.
It's
such a ring.
Called Fuck the Squeal of Neptune.
Man, Lee, you should start naming this stuff for RS. I mean,
if I was in charge of the names, man, I don't know what like acid dripping person is making these names, but I could definitely make some creative motherfucking names. And Squeal of Fucking Failure can go kill itself, but that we talked about that. We talked about Twitter stuff, we answered your Twitter questions, and we also answered the topic of the week. So that is all for this podcast, and we've got our hosts Jordan and Alex, and we will talk to you guys next Thursday for the next podcast. Be sure to tune in. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Trifecta Podcast, and don't forget to comment below for your topic of the week. See you, everyone.
Peace out.